Ladies and gentlemen, defund the police. As if we haven't heard enough and the left hasn't done enough damage to this country. Incentivizing racial division, the use of identity politics, sowing chaos, the promotion of groups like Antifa, the open backing in some cases of infanticide, open borders, outright criminality. The far left is the single most destructive force right now on this rock we live on, this globe. That is not a joke. Their new platform, this is Hillary's spokesman from the campaign. Remember this clown, Brian Fallon, the infamous Russian collusion hoaxer? Yeah, this joker. This conspiracy theory promoting loon at Brian E. Fallon on Twitter. He's a blue checkmark. You know, the blue checkmark liberal brigade. These are the serious people. Here is an actual tweet he sent out. Defund the police. So I asked Brian Fallon, Hillary's old, trying to hold back to preserve the integrity of the show in some fashion. Hillary's old sycophant acolyte who has his lips surgically attached to her caboose. Does that defund the police thing include the police officers and agents that protect his dear leader, Hillary Clinton? Just asking. Just asking now. No, Joe, as always, that never includes the personal protection they benefit from police officers. That just includes the underlings and the great unwashed like you and I who aren't entitled to police protection, right? They're just not them. Yeah. You asked this clown that. I asked him. He didn't answer yesterday. I asked him on Twitter because he's a clown and a joker and a loser. Yes, that's what he is. I know it's Friday. I try to keep the show a little lighter on Friday, but I'm sick of clowns like this. When I asked him that question, does that include your dear leader? The boss there, your boss, Mrs. Clinton, does she have the police officers and agents pulled from her protective detail too? He didn't answer because of course he wouldn't answer because liberals are frauds. You wake up every morning, your life is a total fraud. You hate school choice, but you're sending your kids to elite schools. You say you love high taxes while you pay your accountants to avoid every penny in taxes you possibly can because you're a fake, you're a phony, you're a fraud. Your life is a joke. It's an embarrassment. You wake up in the morning and look at yourself in the mirror and you're horrified and angry at the liar you are, so you take it out on everyone else. You want to defund the police, yet at these protests, when things break bad, you're the first one to call the police officers for help. You want to defund the police while Hillary Clinton leverages the benefits of the personal security provided to her by the Secret Service and others. I know. I was in a support role for Hillary Clinton's protective detail when she was the first lady running for Senate. She seemed to like that an awful lot. Getting to skirt around traffic with the police lights. Remember that? The Scooby-Doo van and all that? I remember it. She was an awful person. I'm sorry. I'm genuinely sorry. She's the only protectee I've ever spoken of. She's an awful, awful person. And so are all her spokespeople and sycophants. Breitbart has an article up in the show notes today. I encourage you to check it out. You can always get our show notes, bongino.com/newsletter. The newsletter we send out every day are the show notes. Best articles of the day. Breitbart poll, only 16% of Americans want to defund the police. 65% oppose. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a Republican candidate running for office in this election cycle, let me be crystal clear on this. Listen up, please. And you don't make this one of the center points of your campaign, that your opponents, the Democrats, some of their spokesmen want to defund the police, you should be arrested for political malpractice, and you should never run for office again. To call this a fringe position is to be generous. You think open borders is a fringe position? Wait till you walk into suburban soccer moms and other areas of the country, prosperous white, black, Hispanic, and Asian neighborhoods and tell them, hey, I got an idea. We're going to defund your police officers. So the cars and homes you worked for and your kid walking to school not going to have any police protection. Your property, your kids, everything else. Once you start messing with people's kids, their property, their homes, and their livelihoods, let me tell you something. Soccer moms become activists real fast, or right quick, as they say down south. If you are a GOP candidate running for office and you don't staple that defund the police thing to every piece of campaign literature you drop off, you should be guilty of political malpractice and stop running tomorrow. Now, we've had this ridiculous assertion from the left somehow because they're soft bigots, the left. They are. Many of them, not all, but I'm talking about mostly the radical left. I want to be clear about the distinction because I don't like the stereotype like they do to us. The radical left, though, are psychos. They are nuts. Just follow them on Twitter. Listen to their own words, their own tweets. Look at their videos. You'll see for yourself. They don't seem to believe that property matters. Oh, property, it doesn't matter. We don't need the police. We need to defend property, Joe. Lives matter. Property, forget about property. Really? Why don't you tell that to this Detroit father of 5? Here's a local news video whose house burned down. I don't know the circumstances. That's not the point. Whether it was burned down because of a natural thing that happened, an earthquake, or because of a match in his house, or for a riot. The point is irrelevant. The point I'm trying to make here is the left's point to defund the police is, well, who cares about property rights, store owners? Don't worry. Burn their stores down. They'll just get everything back. Don't you worry. It's lives that matter. Again, simplistic, nonsensical thinking. Tell that to this father of 5, worked his whole life for his house and his van, as his house and van both burned down in front of his house. Listen to this.
I put my family first. I put every dollar I got into the house.
And there's nothing left.
No. Like, it's a lot of stuff that I want, but I prioritize for my family. Every dollar I get, I put into my house, and I take care of my kids. So it's devastating for me, but I mean, I'm a big boy, so I'm gonna just keep.
Get a little choked up watching that? It's tough to watch, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, the left told us because that man is black that he doesn't matter. Oh, he's with us. We can burn his house. It's okay. That's what the left told us, right? It's okay. Do you understand the soft bigotry and the hard racism of the radical left? Because they go back and forth between their soft bigotry, where they don't outright say things like, but they hint to it. The dog whistles on the left. Gonna put y'all back in chains. Oh, remember Biden? Obama's the first clean black guy I've ever met. Clean? When he takes a shower? And he can speak and he's articulate. Really? That's the first black man you've ever met who can speak? Joe, I suggest you find new friends. But they go back and forth between that and hard racism. Don't worry, the black families are with us. They're not worried about property stuff. They're just worried about riot. They want riots too, just like we do. They do. Why don't you tell that to that father of 5 whose house was burned down? It's a GoFundMe for him. Seems to be working out okay in the GoFundMe. It certainly didn't work out okay when his house was burned down and his work van too. But keep telling black families that about their personal security and their police departments don't matter to them. Keep talking to them like they're substandard human beings who aren't intelligent adults capable of processing information for themselves. Keep doing that, leftists. Good luck. Good luck with that. And you'll be stunned when Donald Trump polls, 12 to 15% of the black vote.
You just heard The Dan Bongino Show. You can also get Dan's podcasts on iTunes or SoundCloud. And follow Dan on Twitter 24/7 @DBongino.